I feel like confidence is a very strong attribute that us as humans should really have, but we lack so often just because of how insecure that we are. You know, like a lot of times, especially people that are younger, especially people that are younger, I feel like we're so insecure about almost everything. We wear our, we change personalities like we're changing clothes. It's like we don't really know exactly who we are. And that's just because we don't want to accept who we really are, just because we're scared of the reaction we'll get from other people, the reaction that we'll get from our parents and our friends and all our loved ones. So we put on a mask and we choose a group that we want to be like or, act like, when that's not really who we are, which is why oftentimes when we're alone, you would never do the things that you do alone that you would do with your friends, or you would never act the same way you are alone when you're with your parents, just because, obviously you have to have some type of filter, but you're just not who you are because you prevent yourself from being that due to the insecurity of what everyone would react to how you actually are, because no one wants to be deemed as different, so we all fall into conformity of acting like this specific group. And it's a problem. It's a problem that oftentimes we don't want to fix just because we don't have the confidence to walk around and act like how we actually are. Einstein said that no problem can be solved from the same level of consciousness that created it. So we have these problems and we decide not to fix them just because we stay in the same mindset. We don't ever try to change it even if we know that it's a problem. Just because we decide to be okay with being insecure. We let a lot of these things just control who we are, and we just lack the confidence to really be who we want to be. Lacking confidence takes away so much of life from us that you don't even get to experience everything to the fullest extent just because you're scared to be yourself. You only want to be 5% of yourself. You probably don't even know yourself at all. You only know maybe a small percentage of who you actually are, and you don't even want to figure it out. People get so depressed and sad all the time, and they don't even want to figure out anything that makes them happy. They just fall to external world, material things to look for healing, instead of trying anything to see if it would make them happy, but they just decide not to. We look for healing in so many things that don't matter. We worry about problems that aren't even problems, or things that we need to completely worry about. And we restrict ourselves to a point where we fall to delusion and we think only in delusion. And thinking only in delusion, it makes us just lose all confidence, all self-esteem, everything. So that's why you can ask this person if they're okay and they don't look okay, and they'll still tell you they're fine. No one wants to be looked at as different. No one wants to be looked at any type of way than just casual, and that's just because of insecurity. The only thing to fight insecurity really is just confidence, and no one is looking for that, and not looking for it enough. So when are we going to start looking for confidence? When are we going to change our mindset and try and be as confident as possible in all things that we do? Another problem with being confident is that it seems like when you're confident, you're trying. And oftentimes, even trying in society, it's like everything in society is being deemed as a bad thing. You try, if you were told to try in everything that you do, you're told that you're a try-hard or a sweat or whatever. So I guess that also shows lack of confidence. You're gonna have lack of confidence just because you're scared to be looked at as those things as well. Like you'll get judged or criticized for everything that you do, and there's no way of getting out of condemnation. It's just because of how society is, and everything is run by social media. So we go on social media and we see this person doing this stuff, and this person is condemning him and him and him for doing this, this, and this. So now that's all we start doing. Now every time we go on social media and we see this person is being judged for this, we go outside and we start judging people for the same exact thing. And it's jokes. But what if we wanted to do that? We can't, because now it's seen as weird or lame or whatever. And you don't want to be known as weird or lame because you don't want to be different. So you stop yourself from doing a lot of things just because you don't have the confidence to do what you want to do, because you would rather just be looked at as normal. It's a sad reality that we live in, and we confine ourselves to a small space, and we don't really let anything, we don't live out life to the fullest. Confidence in people is so low that oftentimes, even when they're approached with peer pressure, they still fall into it. They still fall into conformity. The slightest bit of peer pressure, just because they do not want to be seen as different. It's genuinely sad, and no matter how confident you think you are, you're really not until you're tested. But no one wants to be tested. There's many things that no one wants to do. So that's why everyone almost lives in stress and depression and sadness, just because we're not who we are, we're not who we want to be, and we only see things for the small percentage of what it really is. And we live with all these things forever until we grow to be a grandma, grandpa, and we live with a lot of regret. So think about everything that I've said, and think about how confident you are in yourself and in the things that you do. If you feel that you're confident in yourself, congratulations, but that's not, there's not a lot of people that can say that. So they just end up doing what everyone else is doing just because they're scared of being who they want to be, and they don't allow themselves to see who they want to be. It's sad, but that's just the way life is. Thank you so much for watching, and God bless.